So my friends, Roanoa Zoro is a prominent character within the One Piece universe, and almost always comes in first or second in the worldwide popularity polls. Now he's a member of the Straw Hat crew, led by Monkey D. Luffy, and Zoro is known for his exceptional skill with the sword, as well as his goal of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world. Zoro is an extremely skilled swordsman who developed his own three-sword fighting style, also known as Santoryu, and he wields a sword in each hand and a third in his mouth, and he's dedicated his training in ways to look to improve his skills and fight in ways that no other swordsman can. Zoro's ambition to become the greatest swordsman in the world is one of the main pillars of his personality, and he's willing to face incredible challenges and constantly looks to surpass his former self. When Zoro first met Mihawk during the very early parts of the story, he faced the strongest swordsman in the world and suffered a crushing defeat. However, this defeat did not discourage Zoro. Instead, it motivated him even more to achieve his goal. And this is where he made that iconic promise to Luffy to never lose again. Since his defeat at the hands of Mihawk, Zoro has worked tirelessly to hone his skills and become an even more powerful swordsman. And he constantly trains and seeks even greater challenges and foes to defeat, all the while continuing to progress towards his goal. Zoro's journey to become the world's greatest swordsman is one of the most notable character development arcs in One Piece, and his determination, skills, and commitment to overcoming challenges are not only admirable, but they make him an extremely important and beloved character. As the story has progressed, each of the main characters' powers and abilities have continued to develop and continue to create this expectation of epic clashes in the future. But Zoro in particular has shown incredible progression throughout the series, facing increasingly more powerful opponents as well as adding to his own bank of sword techniques. Now, although Zoro does have that goal of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world and has this strong motivation to defeat Mihawk, it's important to consider that Mihawk is not only an incredibly skilled swordsman, but also a character with great integrity and respect for his opponents. In fact, Mihawk recognized Zoro's potential during their very first meet and was actually willing to help Zoro in his growth rather than just simply defeat him. Furthermore, Zoro's a character who values that honor and ethics of sword duels. So as we are getting ever closer to that final fight between Zoro and Mihawk, with Mihawk's possible defeat, Zoro might choose not to take his enemy's sword. And not taking Mihawk's sword could end up being a conscious decision on Zoro's part. Zoro instead might choose to follow his own path and obtain swords based on his own achievements, or perhaps even have his own forged and create a new legendary sword that reflects his own achievements and values, not just picking up the legacy of the former greatest swordsman. Thusly, Zoro would really embody that idea of creating his own mark on the world as the world's greatest swordsman, rather than simply inheriting somebody else's legacy. Rather, he would be having his own deeply meaningful and personal approach to achieving his goal. And this is something that Zoro's already shown, because his approach to creating his own sword style and avoiding taking those styles of his enemies makes him more recognizable worldwide as a great swordsman, just like a legendary blacksmith would set themselves apart from their predecessors. By refusing Mihawk's sword, he would not only be refusing a powerful weapon, but also the easy shortcut to recognition itself. Instead, he would choose to face challenges head-on, overcoming each obstacle with his own skills, his own swords, and his own determination. In choosing this more challenging and personal journey, Zoro not only becomes an inspiring example for other aspiring swordsmen, but also represents that central idea of One Piece. And that idea, of course, is the importance of following your own dreams and values, regardless of the difficulties. So Zoro embodies that philosophy that the journey to achieve a goal is as valuable as the goal itself. And if Zoro decided to flip the script and created his own legendary sword, Zoro could even set a new standard for what it means to be the greatest swordsman in the world.